Do you own or operate a food truck in the state of Texas? If so, I'd really like to hear from you. So at the moment, as you probably know, if you're running a food truck anywhere in Texas, then you generally have to get a food handling or a fire safety certificate in every city in which you want to operate. And that can be very burdensome, particularly if you're operating somewhere, for example, in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, where there's lots of individual municipalities right next to each other. You might end up needing 5 or 10 different licenses just to operate in your home turf, which is crazy. So the Institute for Justice, as part of our economic liberty pillar, we are working on trying to persuade the Texas state legislature to adopt a single statewide food truck permit that would be the only license that you would then need to get to operate anywhere in the entire state. Normally, we're quite wary about establishing new statewide licenses. We spend a lot of our time trying to repeal licenses, but we strongly feel that it's much better to have one single, easily understood, low barrier to entry license for food trucks than have every single city in the state have their own standards, have their own fees, their own application processes, which is just very complex, very bureaucratic, and creates more barriers to entry. We think it's better to just have one license for the whole state, get it done, get it dusted, and then you can operate anywhere that you want. So we're currently trying to assemble a coalition of food truck owners that would benefit I think all food truck owners will benefit from this, but if you're a food truck operator and you'd like to help us with this effort, it really helps to get the voices of impacted people down at the Texas Capitol in Austin to just explain to legislators when they're in session, and they will be in just 2 weeks' time, having our biannual session, explain to them why this would be beneficial for you. So if you operate a local Texas food truck, you would like to make it be easier for you to operate maybe in the town next door without having to apply for an additional license. If you maybe like to operate all across the state, maybe at different festivals and so on. This is a bill that could seriously help you, could lower costs, and is just good for economic liberty in general. So I would love to hear from you. Maybe you have stories about the bureaucracy that you're faced with running your food truck and having to apply for different licenses. I'd like to know more about that too, and how the legislation that we're looking to write could help you. So please feel free to get in contact with me. I'm going to put my email address in the comments and flash it up on the screen there. Drop me a note anytime. I'd love to hear from you, or send me a DM or a comment as well. I read all of my comments on social media. We're looking to assemble as big a coalition as possible, because it's really going to take the voices of lots of people to show that this is work that needs to be done, that this is a reform that's going to be beneficial to everyone. It's going to be good for the public, who will then have more choice when it comes to food trucks, and it's going to be good for food truck operators, who can then concentrate on doing what you do best, which is cooking delicious food and serving the public, and not having to just fill in tiresome forms in duplicate in every single city that you want to operate. There's going to be a good bill. It's going to be a hard fight in the Capitol, but I think with your help we can do it. So please get in touch with me, and then let's do this.